Okay, everyone. So, I hope y'all are doing good today. I'm doing a quick video on some games coming out and some other stuff um related to practically my hobby. Basic commentary stuff that I like, and fuck everybody else, right? Um, so the subjects I have is Asagi, practically the little phone game you get on Steam and mobile devices. There's a whole group to it. They announced a new character that I want to get into, talk about them real quick, and then I also want to talk about a costume they brought back and the whole story behind that costume, just in case you don't know, right? Also, I'm going to talk about Overwatch 2. So to make sure you understand, it's not an expert opinion what I'm about to say. It's mostly a personal opinion on what I'm about to say, right? Because as someone who plays Overwatch and actually enjoys the game, I don't know if my opinion is valid, but I would like to give a few bits and pieces of argument before I would before the game comes out and everything, right? So with that being said, we got that taken care of. So let's get into the video. Okay, everyone. So as I said, I'm trying to do a quick video to a new character coming out in Action Misagi. So we're gonna look at as you can see up here, the preview to the support version of the character. Then we're gonna go check out the video from the playable version of the character, because if you don't know, right, in Action Misagi, sometimes when they drop a new character, they drop a support copy of the character. It's really weird and stuff. But we're going to check out the support version first before we check out the playable version. Also, I'm turning off the sound because I'm not trying to get hit with copyright, and I will link the actual source to this video in the description if you're interested in seeing it. So let's watch the video. And her name is Enros is coming. Um, Steel. Which, okay, also I think I should bring this up. I know the entire Asagi series, and I know this character. Um, One thing I think I should bring up is I don't know if they are from the same universe, because I know both series, the all the Masagis and hers, and I don't think they're related, but they are practically drawn by the same person. So I think I should bring it up real quick. So let's get back to this. I know like what she's thinking. I am. Let's see how great Task Force is. Okay. Well, I don't like the eerie music or let's see. Steel Witch. Increase critical rates to demon type characters by 30%. Oh, okay. Increase. Right. So demon type character. So that leaves Ingrid and the other character. Um. So that's her, I guess, little avatar state or whatever, right? When we pause this, 'cause I don't know what was going on. So that was the support state. So let's check out the playable state, right? Same thing. I'm not turning the sound on because I'm not trying to get us in trouble, but I do think I should bring up one thing real quick. If you're not aware of, right? So most of these characters are not available on the day they come out. So for example, this one says October 4th. You can buy it. You can technically buy it with like real world money on the 4th, but like 2 or 3 weeks later, you can buy it with like the little gems from the game if you're not interested. I'll get back. I'll talk about that on a different video, but I think I should bring it up now that you will before you can picture it with like grinding it through everything. You have to the first way, like the first 3 weeks, you have to actually pay for it. So, well, the way I was getting into this. Okay, let's see. Like the pose, tap to next, a particular little intro, and it's a character. So, so she got her little animations plus her fight style. Basic hit and run, Fury. Can you come back? Got her crazy little emotes. Like I said, I'll link the description in the video in the description if you're interested in checking it out. Looks like it'd be a really good character. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's see what this is. Her special. Ooh, ooh, damn my god. Playable and rolls to be announced. And that's it for that. So let's get into the next subject about this. And to end the Asagi part real quick, just in case anyone doesn't know, right? Um, when it comes to Asagi, right? A few things I want people to understand about that game before we continue to talk about it in future videos is there are these things they have battle passes once in a while to like I forget what they were. I don't think they're events, but they're mostly some other stuff, right? But you actually have like battle passes to it, right? And the battle passes will always have like a costume that you can't get no other time, right? And if you miss the battle pass or unable to get in the battle pass, but they're super easy to grind through. It's not even or like technically you can do it in a couple hours and you get the whole thing taken care of, right? But if you don't know, they usually have these outfits. So last Halloween, they had an outfit for our character. It was like this weird witch costume, whatever. I can't remember. But if you're wondering, you can actually get it right now for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And this is the outfit. Like you can see it on this side of the screen, right? It's practically that outfit. You can get it right now for like $32 plus tax. So if you're interested, go get that. But overall, I am looking forward to this new character. She is pretty she looks pretty interesting. She's another hack and slash up and close one. Her support looks like it'd be really good for Ingrid and probably her as well. But yeah, I'm actually curious to see how that turns out. So let's get into the next subject, Overwatch. Now, for this part of the video, I would like to get into. Um, I like to state real quick that I'm not being paid or I'm not being paid to support or deny Overwatch 2 coming out, which is like in 4 days compared to like when the game comes out. So practically, it's the 29th when I'm making this video. It could be, and it comes out the 4th. So what happens between now and then is completely irrelevant, including my opinion, right? So what I want to talk about is this. I've been looking at some of these Overwatch 2 videos coming out here recently, and there's a bunch of people out there with really good expert opinions, right? Go check them out. But I keep seeing a couple things all about the game, like good, like the battle passes, the skins, the this, that, and everything, right? So I would like to give you just my thoughts on these simple but yet simple but yet irrelevant situations, right? So we'll start off with practically the whole whole Overwatch 1 being shut down after 2 comes out, before 2 comes out, right? So if you don't know, in Overwatch 2, for Overwatch 1, it'll be closed on the 2nd of next month, which is practically this coming up Sunday, right? And this, when it comes out, it's practically going to what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to practically shut down so they can get everything for one. So what happens at that point is if you have a physical copy, it just becomes a paperweight at this point, a really fancy paperweight that you can no longer play. From my understanding, your skin, your emails, all your stuff you unlocked will be transferred over. All characters will be transferred over. So that's practically for 1. When it comes to 2, and this is something I think I had to go find an actual source on because people were confusing me on it. What happens to your characters from 1 to 2, right? So if you don't know, when you get Overwatch 2, you get 2 characters. You get the one robotic chick, I forget her name, and then you get the Junk Queen, and if you pay for the Battle Pass, you get the Fox Girl, right? But what happens to the other skins or the other characters, right? So, from my understanding, when it comes to the other characters, is if you have a BattleNet, if you already have Overwatch 1 on your BattleNet account, which is practically the Blizzard system and everything, what happens will be you get all those characters back automatically. If you're someone who doesn't get the character or don't have one on your BattleNet when number 2 comes out, you will practically have to grind to get your characters back. And from my understanding, how it works is this is mostly for new players, right? Because new players probably don't know what the hell they're doing or don't understand the game. So, what from my understanding, and please let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, right? When you it's practically you start off with like I think one like 3 of the characters from the first game, and then as you progress, you get all the other characters. Now I don't know how they mark the progression. I didn't catch that part or have a clear understanding on it. But from what I understand is practically you can play for like 2 or 3 hours and you can have the original cast back no problem, right? Number 2, another thing well number 3 actually. Another thing I want to talk about it's practically when it comes to the characters in seasons, characters maps and seasons. So if you don't know, in Overwatch 2, they have it planned out where one season will be a character, except season 1 and 2. I think season 3 will be a character only, and season 4 will be a map only. Now I know a lot of people are iffy on it because of the whole we're switching to a free to play standard to a compared to a non free to play standard, right? And my opinion on this is like I know a lot of people are up in arms or a lot of people are defending it, but as someone like me who's a novice, I'll give you my opinion, okay? I say we give it a shot. Okay, give it like a year to work out because if you don't know, in Overwatch 1, it's like what it took 6 months to get one new character, and that was because of loot box skins and everything. So, well, I think with this model, and this is why I believe is because we're putting more money into it for like the passes and cosmetics, and maybe once here and there for a skin or something, it'd be able to be more fundable to do these new seasons, new patches, new stuff, and I'm okay with that if you can get it to work, right? So I say the game comes out October 4th, we'll see how well the game does a year later when it comes to the game modes, right? Because if you don't remember day one of Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1 at least, sorry, if you don't remember day one, right? Like it was a mess, okay? Like I can remember all the changes. The first changes they were like they restrict every team to have one player because Team Reinhardt was a pain in the ass to fucking kill because he had like a ridiculous shield. Nothing really could do damage. A Bastion would have been fucking hard to get through all that, but that was that thing. I remember losing to a bunch of games to Team Reinhardt's. They were just that fucking broken. And then I think in season 2, then the next thing they added was they had to put, like I said, they had to make everything a one-time character. Like you had to put at least one character in each team, right? And that was okay. That worked okay until like Brigida came out, right? The Brigida comes out, the people figured out like, hey, you can play the entire game as three healers and three tanks and practically destroyed the meta. I remember that. And I still remember they made Baptiste us too. Forgive me if I get his name wrong. I still remember they made Baptiste to counter that issue, and he just made it worse. So now that's how we got to stick to the game mode of two healers, two DPSs, two tanks. Now they're switching it to one tank, one DPS, two DPS, and two healers, which I don't think it's a bad thing, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's bad. It can actually be really useful because let's be honest, double shield or double offensive tanks are a pain in the ass certain map. So I do think we should give it a chance. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna be good. So we're just going to switch to the last subject, and that's it. And the last subject I want to talk about, it's for people who play like fighting games, right? So like I said, not in professional opinion, but if you haven't heard, they're bringing for Guilty Gear XRD Revelator. They are bringing rollback netcode to it. Now, I don't know the whole thing about rollback netcode. I know there's issues with it, like, but there's nothing flawless, right? But it's one of the best connection issues out there, or connection things out there. So they're bringing rollback netcode to for Guilty Gear Revelator 1, and Revelator 2. And people are like, well, why would they do that? Well, it's mostly this. If you don't know, Stride is a completely different game from XRD, X's, or even Overture, right? If you don't know what the difference is the XRD games are practically built to be like the old school Guilty Gears, and they're mostly meant to be like, okay, I can play Soul Bad Guy from like the original game. I can also play Soul Bad Guy with the instant kill, the riot stump, the dragon install, stuff like that, right? So with this being said, they're bringing robot netcode to it, and a lot of people are like, well, why or whatever. It's like I said, there's people who prefer XRD over Stride. There's people who prefer Stride over XRD. I'm a fan of this series. I'll play whatever the hell they want. I even play Overture, so that tells you how bad my standards are. But when it comes to a few things to it, people are like, well, who's going to be doing the backwards compatible? So the same guy who does the Action Core online downloadable mode, like if you play Action Core downloaded for your PS4, the guys who did the rollback netcode are the ones doing it for Revelator. So, and from my understanding and from what I have seen myself, they do a really good job. So I don't see it as a problem. Um, And I do think it's good. If they can keep if they can keep Red Label alive a little bit longer, I do support this motion. So let's see how that do. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.